and it comes about that way.
Yeah.
And it's the only way I've ever been able to work, because we've never had the luxury of storyboarding things, which I think would bore me anyway if I had to do that in every scene, do a storyboard. I think it would take all the fun out. But it's just a thing that's created on the spot.
Yeah, there is a feeling of the narrative unfolding at a natural pace.
Yeah.
I think that was, I felt that with the film that we just watched very much. The scene on the balcony, the fireworks, I thought that was a particularly beautiful scene where you have everyone crowded there, but instead of, I think maybe another filmmaker might have been tempted to cut that a bit more and to hone in on different faces and things, but it's just there, and you know something's going to happen, but it's not over dramatized in any way. I mean, you could, I would imagine that a sort of a Hollywood director would have probably wanted to go to town with the full drama of these pictures being burnt and so on, but it seemed to work very well in the context of that film, and I really liked that.
Did you all understand what was going on? Yes. I'm not sure I did. I haven't seen it in a long, long time, and I thought, no, what's happening? What are they doing? Why are they pouring gasoline on the picture? I mean, and there was a whole business of the drugged sweets, and I'd kind of forgotten all that. And I mean, what can I say?
Somebody said to me in the break that it was quite like an English country house farce, which is why I was mentioning the English country houses earlier. Was that the film I read that the script wasn't completely finished while you were working on it?
That's right. Yeah. We were having telephone conversations like the one in the film, where Ismail was on the telephone with some buyer somewhere for the pictures, screaming and shouting, and because that's the way it was. In those days, you did not, and the telephone connections between Jodhpur and Old Delhi were not. It was a terrible thing like that, and Ruth and I would be on the phone screaming and screaming, trying to, and I was trying to write it down, and that's the way it was. I mean, we did that almost every day, because she was changing things, she was always having to get something to me before we shot it. She was afraid that I had shot something maybe out of order, and then she had some second thoughts or something, or there was something she wanted to improve, and so I'd get this message and that was when they still sent telegrams with bits of paper pasted on them, and sometimes they couldn't get through on the phone, so these paper tatty, crumpled telegrams would be brought.
Yeah. So she was at home in Delhi.
She was in Delhi, and we were there.
Yeah. I mean, even in the 80s, I remember being told I wanted to call Calcutta from Delhi, and I was told, "Can you come back on Tuesday to make the call?" The post office.
True.
So now it seems incredible that they, you've got mobile phones. But now, when you make a film, you probably got the video monitors and all this kind of thing.
Yes, there's all that to help you well, it's great for the pacing of a shot. I mean, everything has to happen just so, at the right time, and I mean, people can't come late and into the shot or something. It's all a matter of pacing. That things have to be done in a certain kind of way.
Yeah, so you can watch it.
One of the worst kinds of scenes to shoot is the opening of a bottle of champagne, because it's always different. So sometimes you can't get the cork off. Sometimes it goes like that. Sometimes it doesn't even make a pop, and it's a.
So how many of your films have had?
How
many of your films have had a champagne bottle being opened?
Quite a few.
I can imagine quite a few.
And this recent one, we had that. Finally, it was we threw the scene away. It was the first movie set I'd ever gone on, where the director and actors were actually, doing their work. I had never, it seemed strange, having gone to the USC Film School with the Hollywood studios just a few miles away, and terrific movies being made then. This was in the 50s. And we never, ever were taken there by our teachers onto the sets. I don't know why. So the first time I ever went on a set was on a race film The Postmaster, which is part of, it's now called $2. It used to be $3. And I was.
I mean, he had this kind of giant personality, obviously.
He had a giant personality, absolutely. Yeah, he
And,
did.
you-
But it was very, very, very precise with, and there was a child actress in that, and that was the way he talked to her, and she was a smart little girl, but she was there were two actors that day, and she was one of the main ones. And there was a madman also in the guy who had jump around and shout.
Is it right that you met him just by calling him up in Calcutta one day?
It's true, I did. I had heard about his film, The Music Room. Indian friends of mine in Delhi told me about it and said it was a wonderful film, that I would be sure to love it and so on. And so I was going to Calcutta, and I said, well, how do I get hold of him? And they said, just call him up, he's in the phone book. So that's what I did. And I said I'd come to Calcutta, and was there any way I could see the music room, and that I was an American documentary filmmaker, and he said, I'll show it to you. And we made a date, and he showed it to me.
Yeah.
And told me what was going on, because the print wasn't subtitled.
Yeah. Amazing. Now, your forthcoming, the film you're working on at the moment is Richard II.
I'm working on two films. One is a Shakespeare film. I want to make a film of Richard II, and I'm also working on another film that is based on two novels written by the American author Marilyn Robinson, which are set in Iowa. And they're both just at this, both these projects are just now, they're starting the scripts on both of them. And I don't know which one we'll get the money for first. But I think Richard's probably a little further along.
Yeah. Will you shoot that over here?
I will, yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Well,
I mean, I don't know whether it'll be in England. We may do it in Germany, in fact.
Yeah. Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we hope you're going to make it over here. Yeah. Okay. It's been a fabulous afternoon, Jim, and it's really great to see that film, Hullabaloo. And I'm hoping from this that we're going to see about showing a few more films. I think definitely we need to see the autobiography of Princess.
Yeah, that's a really good
Shakespeare
film.
one. We talked earlier actually about perhaps getting Felicity Kendall to come, because you kind of launched her career, and she's now an English national treasure.
Absolutely,
really.
absolutely.
So
Well, let me just say one thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have double features, but two films would be very interesting to show together. One would be Autobiography of a Princess, which I made, and the other was a film of Ismail's, which was The Courtesans of Bombay. And they're both rather short.
Yeah.
And that would make a very good
that could
double
be
program.
a great thing to do. Ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned earlier, one of the reasons we came to do this was the fact that James Ivory has lent us a picture down for our exhibition downstairs. We're supposed to close at 6, but we're going to keep it open just a little bit longer, just for you to have a quick glance. But we really would love it if you could just tell people about this exhibition, because we don't have big budgets for advertising and marketing and so on. It's a fabulous exhibition, The Tiger in Asian Art. Also, I just want to plant in your minds the beginning of March next year for the Pan Asia Film Festival, where we're just in the process of selecting films from across Asia for that. And from what we've been talking about today, as Jim says, I really wanted to look at showing some of these films again, because it's just been a real pleasure to see that film and to talk to you about your filmmaking. So could you join me in thanking James Ivory?